Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to imagine standing at the edge of a cliff. On the other side lies your dream, your destiny, the life you were meant to live. But between you and that destiny is a gap, a space of uncertainty, fear, and risk. The question is, will you jump? Let me tell you something. No risk, no story. uh, think about the stories we admire, the great men and women we read about, the ones who change history. None of them lived safe lives. They risked everything. They faced rejection, failure, and fear. But today, we celebrate them. Why? Because playing it safe never creates impact. Destiny is not something that happens by accident. It is not a matter of luck or coincidence. It is the result of intentional steps, deliberate choices, and the courage to step into the unknown. Every individual is born with potential, but only those who dare to move beyond fear will see that potential unfold. The journey to destiny is paved with uncertainty, but it is also filled with opportunities that only the bold can seize. There is a natural resistance within the human mind that seeks comfort, stability, and predictability. While these elements may create a sense of security, they also create limitations. A person who refuses to embrace risk remains confined within the boundaries of what they already know, never expanding into the vast possibilities of what could be. Risk is not merely an option, it is a requirement for anyone who desires to walk in their true calling. The pursuit of destiny requires a mindset shift. It is not enough to desire success. One must be willing to confront challenges and move forward despite them. There will always be reasons to hesitate: fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of losing what is familiar. However, fear is not an enemy that must be eliminated. It is an obstacle that must be overcome. Those who reach great heights understand that fear exists to test resolve, not to determine fate. There is no path to greatness that does not involve moments of uncertainty. If one could see every step of the journey in advance, it would not require faith, courage, or perseverance. The most defining moments of life often come in the form of decisions that carry no guarantees. It is in these moments that character is forged. Will a person shrink back into safety, or will they rise to the occasion and take the step that could change everything? Many people wait for the perfect moment to act, believing that if they just had more clarity or more security, they would finally make a move. But destiny does not wait for perfect conditions. It responds to those who move despite imperfection. The bold do not wait for everything to align before they take action. They move, and in moving, they create alignment. Boldness is not recklessness. It is not acting without thought or wisdom. Rather, it is the ability to assess the risk and still move forward, because the vision is greater than the fear. It is the refusal to be paralyzed by doubt. It is the decision to prioritize purpose over comfort, conviction over convenience. When a person embraces boldness, they begin to see possibilities where others see obstacles. They recognize that every risk carries a lesson, and every step forward reveals new doors. Even failure, when approached with the right perspective, is not a loss, but a stepping stone to something greater. The bold understand that the only real failure is never trying at all. The pursuit of destiny demands courage, but it also rewards it. Those who dare to step out will experience the fulfillment that comes from walking in their true purpose. They will look back and realize that every risk, every challenge, and every moment of uncertainty was part of the process that shaped them into who they were meant to be. Life is not meant to be lived in hesitation. The opportunity to create impact, to leave a legacy, and to fulfill a calling exists only for those who are willing to embrace the unknown. Playing it safe may provide temporary comfort, but it will never lead to the fulfillment of destiny. Ultimately, the bold are the ones who make history. They are the ones who refuse to let fear dictate their future. They understand that the greatest risk is not stepping out. It is staying where they are and missing out on the life they were created to live. Fear is a force that binds, restricts, and limits. It creates invisible barriers in the mind, convincing an individual that they are incapable, unworthy, or destined to fail. It whispers doubts, magnifies risks, and distorts reality to make the unknown seem impossible to overcome. Fear does not just hinder progress, it imprisons potential. It keeps dreams locked away, allowing years to pass without action, without change, without fulfillment. The presence of fear is not the issue, it is the response to fear that determines the outcome of a person's life. Fear will always exist where uncertainty resides. The mind naturally resists what it does not fully understand, and stepping into uncharted territory awakens the instinct to retreat. But those who allow fear to dictate their decisions will never experience the fullness of what is possible. They will remain in the confines of what is familiar, never realizing that greater things were waiting on the other side of their hesitation. Freedom is not found in avoiding fear, but in confronting it. The moment an individual decides to move forward despite the uncertainty, they break the chains that once held them back. They begin to see that fear was never as powerful as it seemed. The walls that appeared unbreakable start to crumble under the weight of action. This is the power of faith. It does not eliminate fear, but it renders it powerless. Faith is the ability to see beyond limitations. It allows a person to envision possibilities where others see impossibilities. It provides the courage to move when everything suggests standing still. It is the voice that says, "You can," when fear says, "You never will." Faith does not require perfect conditions. It requires belief. It is the confidence that even if the full picture is unclear, the next step is still worth taking. Every decision in life is a choice between fear and faith. Fear focuses on what could go wrong. Faith focuses on what could go right. Fear magnifies obstacles. Faith magnifies opportunities. Fear paralyzes. Faith empowers. The direction a person chooses will determine whether they remain stagnant or step into the fullness of their destiny. Those who choose faith walk with a different perspective. They do not allow setbacks to define them. They do not allow failure to deter them. They understand that every challenge is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to move closer to the vision that has been placed within them. Fear thrives in hesitation. The longer one waits, the stronger fear becomes. It gains power through doubt and procrastination. It convinces the mind that tomorrow is a better time to start, that circumstances will improve, that clarity will come later. But faith operates in the now. It does not wait for the perfect moment because it understands that the perfect moment is an illusion. The only way forward is to move, to act, to trust that what is unknown today will become clear in time. There is a reason why those who walk in faith often experience breakthroughs. It is because they refuse to allow fear to dictate their actions. They understand that the life they desire cannot be reached by standing still. They move even when they are unsure. They persist even when they are weary. And they trust that every step forward is a step toward purpose. Fear is a prison, but the key to freedom is in the hands of the one who dares to believe. The moment faith is chosen over fear, doors begin to open, paths become clear, and new possibilities emerge. It is in that place of boldness and trust that true transformation happens. It is there that limitations are shattered and the fullness of destiny is revealed. Comfort is deceptive. It appears as security, but in reality, it is a boundary that confines growth. It offers a sense of stability, yet it subtly drains potential. Comfort creates routines that feel safe, predictable, and familiar. Yet these very routines limit the capacity to explore new possibilities. The mind becomes accustomed to ease, avoiding anything that requires discomfort, effort, or uncertainty. However, a life that remains within the walls of comfort is a life that never truly expands. Growth demands movement, and movement requires stepping beyond what is known. Every new level of progress exists outside the zone of familiarity. The moment an individual chooses to remain in a state of comfort, they unknowingly choose stagnation. There is no such thing as standing still in life. One is either moving forward or falling behind. The desire for comfort is natural, but when it becomes the guiding force in decision-making, it turns into a silent destroyer of ambition. The human mind resists change because it equates familiarity with safety. Anything unfamiliar is seen as a threat. This is why new challenges often feel intimidating. They require adaptation, and adaptation requires discomfort. But the purpose of discomfort is not destruction. It is transformation. Just as the body strengthens through resistance, the mind and spirit grow through challenges. Without discomfort, there is no development. Without struggle, there is no progress. A comfort zone is not just a physical space, it is a mindset. It is the belief that what is currently known is all that is needed. It is the refusal to take risks, the hesitation to embrace new opportunities, and the unwillingness to endure temporary struggle for long-term growth. When an individual settles into comfort, they trade potential for ease, and they unknowingly reject the opportunity to become more than they are. Every great achievement requires a departure from comfort. The process is often uncomfortable, but it is in discomfort that strength is built. It is in uncertainty that confidence is developed. It is in struggle that resilience is formed. Those who refuse to leave their comfort zones will always remain bound by the limits they have set for themselves. But those who embrace the unknown, who step into challenges, who face fear with courage, they are the ones who unlock new levels of ability, knowledge, and purpose. Comfort creates illusions. It convinces the mind that because nothing is going wrong, everything is going right. But true fulfillment does not come from avoiding challenges, it comes from overcoming them. The avoidance of struggle may provide temporary ease, but it leads to long-term dissatisfaction. The mind and soul crave growth, and when that growth is neglected, there is a sense of emptiness that comfort cannot fill. To break free from the grip of comfort, one must develop a new perspective on discomfort. Instead of seeing it as something to avoid, it must be seen as a sign of progress. Discomfort is proof that growth is happening, that new ground is being covered, that transformation is taking place. It is the signal that an individual is moving beyond limitation and stepping into expansion. There is no fulfillment in a life that never stretches beyond what is easy. There is no reward in remaining in the same place, repeating the same patterns, avoiding the same challenges. A meaningful life is one that continually moves forward, embracing the struggles that come with new opportunities. The willingness to face discomfort is the key to unlocking potential, discovering purpose, and living a life of impact. The choice is always present: remain in comfort or step into growth. One leads to stagnation, the other to transformation. The decision determines the future, and only those who dare to leave comfort behind will ever reach the heights they were meant to achieve. Regret is one of the heaviest burdens a person can carry. It lingers in the mind, whispering thoughts of missed opportunities, unspoken words, and unrealized potential. It is not born from failure, but from inaction. The moments when hesitation won over courage, when fear silenced ambition, when the chance to step forward was ignored, these are the seeds of regret. Unlike failure, which teaches and strengthens, regret offers nothing but the haunting thought of what could have been. Risk, by its very nature, involves uncertainty. It demands stepping beyond the known, embracing the possibility of setbacks and facing the discomfort of the unfamiliar. This is why so many hesitate. The fear of failure paralyzes them, convincing them that avoiding risk is the safer choice. But the truth is, the greatest risk is not taking one at all. Time does not wait, and opportunities do not remain open indefinitely. Every moment spent in hesitation is a moment lost forever. Failure is temporary, but regret is lasting. When a risk is taken, there are two possible outcomes: success or a lesson. Both lead to growth. Even when the result is not as expected, the experience gained becomes a foundation for future success. But when no action is taken, there is no progress, no lesson, and no growth. The mind replays the missed opportunity repeatedly, creating a cycle of self-doubt and wondering what could have been. This mental burden becomes far more painful than any temporary setback from trying. There is a false belief that avoiding risk protects from pain. In reality, it only guarantees a different kind of suffering. The suffering of wondering what was possible. The years pass, and the realization sets in that dreams were postponed for too long, that ideas were left unexplored, and that the courage to act was never embraced. The pain of knowing that time cannot be reclaimed is far greater than the discomfort of any failed attempt. The future is shaped by the risks taken today. Every decision carries weight, and every opportunity ignored leaves a gap in the story of life. Growth is not found in waiting for the perfect moment. It is found in taking steps forward despite uncertainty. The conditions will never be perfect, and clarity will never be complete before action is taken. Those who wait for certainty before moving will wait forever. The only way to break free from the fear of failure is to act, to take the leap, and to embrace the journey ahead. Taking risks is not about recklessness, but about trust. Trust in the ability to learn, adapt, and overcome. It is about recognizing that mistakes do not define a person, but stagnation does. A life well lived is one that is full of experiences, lessons, and growth. The moments of greatest fulfillment come not from avoiding challenges, but from embracing them. The mind may resist risk, but the heart longs for purpose. There is a calling within every individual, a unique path that requires boldness to walk. That path will never be found by standing still. It requires stepping out, facing fears, and pushing beyond limitations. The greatest stories are written by those who dare to take risks, who refuse to let fear dictate their future, and who choose to live fully rather than safely. In the end, the question will not be, did I fail? But did I try? The pain of failing is temporary, but the pain of never trying lasts a lifetime. When the final chapter is written, may it be a story of courage, of bold steps, and of a life that embraced every opportunity with faith. The greatest regret is not what was lost in the attempt, but what was never attempted at all. The greatest potential lies beyond fear. Every person is born with the capacity to achieve, to create, and to leave an impact. However, the the journey toward fulfillment is often obstructed by uncertainty. Fear stands as a barrier, whispering doubts and magnifying risks, convincing individuals that staying where they are is the safer choice. Yet the life meant to be lived, it exists in the unknown, in the places where fear is confronted and courage is exercised. A meaningful life is built upon decisions that require boldness. It is not shaped by passive existence, but by intentional action. The moments that define character, purpose, and legacy are those that require stepping forward despite hesitation. These moments are often accompanied by doubt, but doubt is not an indication to retreat. It is an invitation to rise. Fear is merely an obstacle testing one's determination to pursue what is truly possible. There is a story within every individual waiting to unfold, a story of purpose, passion, and impact. But that story cannot be written without movement. It requires choices that stretch beyond familiarity, actions that challenge limitations, and a willingness to embrace the discomfort of growth. Each time fear is allowed to dictate decisions, a page of that story remains unwritten. Every moment of hesitation, every opportunity delayed, and every dream postponed is a chapter left incomplete. The human mind seeks safety, but true fulfillment is never found in avoidance. Playing it safe does not eliminate the desire for something greater, it only suppresses it. The longing for a deeper, more meaningful existence remains, quietly urging for action. No matter how much fear tries to silence it, the truth remains. There is more to discover, more to achieve, more to experience. But that more is only available to those who dare to move toward it. Challenges will come and obstacles will arise. The path ahead will not always be clear. Yet, uncertainty does not mean impossibility. Every great achievement was once an unknown. Every success was once an unknown. Every success was once a step into unfamiliar territory. Growth does not happen in certainty. It happens in faith. It happens when action is taken despite the fear, when the decision is made to trust in possibility rather than be confined by doubt. Waiting for the perfect moment leads only to missed opportunities. The mind will always find reasons to delay, always create scenarios of what could go wrong, always magnify the risks involved. But waiting does not remove fear. It strengthens it. The longer action is postponed, the more fear takes root, making the challenge appear greater than it truly is. The only way to overcome fear is to move through it, to take the step forward, to write the story that is waiting to be lived. The story of a person's life will be told in the risks they took, the fears they faced, and the boldness they embraced. A life that refuses to challenge fear is a life that remains incomplete. When the final moments arrive, the greatest satisfaction will not come from safety, but from knowing that every opportunity was seized, every challenge was embraced, and every fear was conquered. Fear is temporary, but the fulfillment that comes from stepping beyond it lasts forever. There is no great story without moments of uncertainty, no impact without bold action, and no legacy without courage. The greatest version of life is waiting on the other side of fear, and only those who move beyond hesitation will ever experience the fullness of what was meant for them. The world does not remember those who stayed hidden in fear. It remembers those who dared to step forward.